All right, today we are diving into something absolutely crucial: building a winning mindset. In a world that feels like it's getting more chaotic by the second, we're going to break down the playbook for how you can not just survive, but actually thrive in it all. So let's talk about the modern challenge. We're all feeling it, right? The rules of the game in business and sales, in pretty much everything, they seem to be changing by the minute. So how on earth do you win when the playbook is constantly being rewritten? And that really brings us to the core question, doesn't it? You look around this intense, completely unpredictable market, and you see two kinds of teams. You see the ones that get totally overwhelmed, and then you see the ones that somehow get ahead. What is their secret? What's that magic ingredient that lets them thrive while everyone else is just trying to tread water?
Well, first off, if you're feeling the pressure, it is not just in your head. The modern business battlefield is real. It is absolutely loaded with things that are completely outside of our control. We're talking intense competition, AI changing everything, global market forces, you name it. It's like a perfect storm of pressure, and we're all in it.
So, when you're faced with all that chaos, what's the most common reaction? Well, honestly, it's getting stuck. So many teams waste an incredible amount of energy on frustration, on pointing fingers, or, and this is the worst one, just kind of waiting for things to go back to normal. But here's the thing, that normal isn't coming back. And this reactive stance, it's exactly what holds really talented people back. So if you can't control the external world, what's left, right? This is where we pivot from the problem straight to the solution. The edge, the one thing that truly makes a difference, is the one and only factor you have absolute authority over. And that, my friends, is your mindset. Look at it this way. Talent, your skills, your experience, that's the price of admission. That stuff gets you in the game. But your mindset, that is what lets you win the game. Not just once, but consistently, year after year, especially when things get tough. You know, just think about elite athletes for a second. At the very top, they all have world-class talent, right? But only a tiny handful become true legends. Why is that? It's not just about their physical ability. It's their mental game. It's that relentless focus, that unbelievable resilience to bounce back from a loss, their entire mental approach. That is a winning mindset in action. Okay, so this all sounds great for one person, but you might be thinking, what does this actually mean for my whole team, for my organization? Let's break down how this mindset actually translates into real, tangible results for the whole group. The benefits for the whole organization are frankly profound. Teams that get this right stop wasting all that energy on things they can't change, and they get laser focused on what they can. And what happens? Well, you see more agility, a culture that can handle anything, and of course, real strategic growth. These teams don't just react to crises, they actually innovate through them. Now, this is the best part. I promise this isn't just some high-level theory. We're about to break down 4 concrete, actionable strategies that you and your team can literally start using today. This is your toolkit. All right, strategy number 1 is the foundation for everything else. It's all about getting crystal clear. You have to consciously and regularly separate the things that are just your concerns from the things that are actually within your circle of influence. It's a really simple but powerful distinction. See, most people spend all their energy out here in this huge outer ring of concerns. The economy, what the competition is doing, global events. But the top performers, they live right here in that small inner circle of influence. They pour all their energy there because that's the only place you can actually create results. On to strategy number 2. Adopt marginal gains thinking. Now that might sound fancy, but it all boils down to the incredible magic of compounding. So instead of trying to find that one massive home run breakthrough, you just focus on making tiny, consistent improvements. And the magic number? It's just 1%. The goal isn't to be a hero overnight, it's just to get 1% better every single day. It sounds so small, I know, but trust me, the long-term impact is absolutely staggering. This is how you build unstoppable momentum. It's a system, right? You commit to that daily 1%, you build in regular follow-ups to stay on track, you review what's working, and you recognize the progress along the way. This creates a really powerful discipline of continuous improvement. Okay, our third strategy is, well, it's maybe the most powerful one for your day-to-day. It's a super simple framework for keeping motivation high by focusing on 4 key boosters. And this is just so actionable. For victory, you take a moment to actually visualize what success looks and feels like. For progress, you get obsessed with those small daily wins. For enjoyment, you intentionally build in things like team rituals, humor, celebration, and for meaning, you constantly connect your daily tasks to the bigger why. Think of it as your daily mental workout. And that brings us to our final strategy, which is all about leadership. See, it's not enough for just you to have a winning mindset. You have to create an environment where it can actually flourish for everyone. You have to equip your entire team for change. And that means building a truly resilient culture. It means making training a priority, rewarding people for being adaptable, not rigid, and celebrating every single win, big or small. It's about constantly linking the day-to-day work back to that greater purpose. This is how you make the winning mindset the default setting for your entire team. So let's bring this all home. If you remember one thing, let it be this. Talent gets you to the starting line, but it is your mindset that determines whether you consistently cross the finish line first. In the end, it is the ultimate separator. So here it is, your simple, powerful checklist. Every single day, just ask yourself, how can I inject a little more victory, progress, enjoyment, and meaning into what I'm doing today? This is the core of the playbook. Which brings us to one final thought, because this isn't just about knowing the stuff, it's about doing it. So the question I'll leave you with is this. Forget about tomorrow. Forget about next week. What is the 1% improvement you are going to make today?